शम्भो महादेव देव शिव शम्भो महादेव देवेश शम्भो शम्भो महादेव देव
Hi friends, this is NJ, host on this channel. So we are going to begin our discussion on a new series where we are going to discuss that while doing career analysis, checking the occupations, what all are the parameters which we need to check. Because once you start seriously looking at people's hand and taking their queries, this would remain to be the foremost important query which you will get, that whether I'm in the right job or what kind of occupation would more suit me. Because like the way we have medical palmistry as one of the important vertical of palmistry, same ways personality analysis is also one of the most important vertical of palmistry. Same ways when it comes to doing the career analysis, this science of palmistry takes the precedence over here. And because you guys need to understand that when it comes to any kind of guidance which is given from meta sciences, whether astrology, whether palmistry, whether numerology, it is going to tell you about those lines, those fields. If you will choose that, not only that will match your talents, you will get success, but also you will get the final contentment and satisfaction. Because in today's age, the problem is that even when the times have evolved and there are so many diversified fields which are open for people, but still because of some wrong decisions, because of the force of the pressure of the family, some wrong decisions, people are stuck in the wrong jobs, and because of which there is no satisfaction, no matter how hefty paychecks they are getting every month, but still there is no satisfaction, there is no contentment. So this video is going to help you in that, because our hand tells about our innate talents and the mental aptitude. And one thing which, trust me, just boils my blood is that when people try to do analysis and they land to conclusion in a haste. Imagine we have we have discussed the union line, the heart line, to the in so many details and so many layers we have studied it. Then also after checking into so many things into consideration, so many attributes, checking the fate line, life line, union line and the heart line, then merging all of that, then you can just conclude in a one-liner formation that what would remain to be someone's luck in the marriage. And there are those who just look at the side of your hand and they just in 3 seconds just tell you that you're going to have a divorce. So that is completely injustice to these kind of form of divination, because same gets applied in astrology as well. The same exalted planet in 10th house is going to give you some different kind of results compared to if the same planet is exalted in your 8th house, which just represent altogether different things. So the science of divination, the form of doing analysis, requires many contemplation, many layers of analysis, then only you can come to a conclusion. And in this video, when it comes to the occupation, I am just going to take all things step by step, which is going to help you in building a profile for an individual who would have come to you for the analysis of his hand in order to know the best suited talents for himself. So to begin with, like the way I always say, any kind of analysis, be it career, be it personality, always starts with the generalization of the hand. You need to have a broader look of the overall hand. The overall study of the hand, which comes in the study, in the vertical of chirognomy, which is about the study of the structure of the hand, just tells you about the innate nature of someone, the desires, the instincts. So the overall structure of the hand can be classified on the basis of elements into 4 categories. The first is the earth shape of the hand. So what is going to happen is that, let's say for example, someone who would have come to you and that person's hand, the shape of the hand is that his shape of his palm is square. So the eligibility for a hand to be called as earth shape hand is that the shape of the palm would remain to be square. That's the first criteria. Second is his fingers would remain to be short. So when I say short fingers, it has nothing to do with the overall height of the person. You need to check the length of the middle finger with the broadness of the palm. That would automatically give you a hint whether the fingers are small, short in this hand, or fingers are long. So let's say for example, if the broadness of the palm is 6 centimeter and the length of the middle finger is 4 centimeter, so this would automatically give you a hint that the fingers are short in this hand. So the eligibility is that for earth hand, the shape of the palm would remain to be square and the length of the fingers would remain to be short. So if the individual who has come to you with the earth shape of hand, so earth suited earth shape hand people remains more suited for the occupations which require hard work. These people kind of they do not like to too much of the change. They want to remain stick to one particular job only, where there is a stability, where there is security. These people do very good in any of the profiles which requires manual dexterity, where you need to work from your hands. So this is what with the earth shape of the hand. Next is, let's say for example, the person who has come to you has air shape of the hand. So the eligibility for a hand to be called as the air shape of the hand is that you will find the palm shape would remain to be square, but the fingers would remain to be long. So whenever the case is that the person's hand is air shape of the hand, these people are more suited for the intellectual realms, where too much of the traveling is required, too much of the writing is required, too much of the some kind of journalism, media, so all those fields where too much of the intellectual pursuit is required. You do not need to work with your hand, neither you need to have lots of imagination. You need to have too much of the intellectual pursuits. So for those particular profiles and occupations, the air shape of the hand is very much best suited. Next is, let's say for example, you have spotted the hand to be of fire shape. So fire shape hand, the eligibility for a shape to be called as fire shape is that the palm shape would remain to be rectangular and the length of the fingers would remain to be short. So I again repeat, the length would remain to be long and the broadness would to be short in order to the palm to be called as a rectangular shape. And in that rectangular shape of the palm, the fingers length would remain to be short. So fire shape hands people are more suited for all the leadership profiles, where the person wants to have his want to run show on his own, where some kind of pioneer thing, startup, doing business, handling work, handling a team, where there are too much of the challenges, profile of sales, real estate sale, insurance sale, where on daily basis you need to meet the challenges, you need to bar would be set high and you need to overcome that by your hard work, challenging opportunity, challenging environment. So for that particular environment, the earth shape hand is best suited. Next and the last is the fire shape of the hand, the water shape of the hand. So water shape of the hand is, let's say for example, the person who has come to you, that person's hand is, the palm shape is rectangular and the length of the fingers is long. So that would automatically give you a hint that this person is more suited for all those caring kind of profiles, intuitive profiles, where the high imagination is required, where the person needs to remain in this kind of mode where he has to nurture others, care others, imagination, creativity, thinking. So that particular hand suits more for that. So I'll again repeat, step by step we are building a profile. So the first we studied the shape of the hands, in which earth shape of the hand is more suited, where stability is required, where too much of the security is required, where you need to work with your hand, and where there is not too much of the challenges are involved in a regular nature of the job. Next comes the air shape of the hand. These people do very good in writing, very good in speaking, where lots of traveling is required, where you need to negotiate, talk a lot with people. Third comes the fire shape of the hand, which is more suited and best suited for the challenges, any environment, any job profile which entangles and requires too much of the challenges on daily basis. And last is the water shape of the hand, where the person needs to be make good use of his imagination, subconscious, and where the person needs to care for others, the therapeutic massagers, masseurs, and all those people who are into nurses in the healing profession, the psychics. Next comes, so we have studied the overall shape of the hand. Then comes the mounts. As we have already just culminated our discussion on understanding the archetype. So mounts are the the hub of the energies, the hub of the talents. So what is going to happen is that you need to have a brief idea about what does all the mounts represent. So our mount of Jupiter, it just represents about your generosity, a little bit of egocentricity, as well as the leadership qualities. So this is what mount of Jupiter represents. Mount of Saturn represents sobriety, philosophical attitude, ability to do research. Then comes the mount of Apollo, which just tells about the artistic flair. Then comes the mount of Mercury. If the person is Mercurian, person will be more suited for the communication, any profile which requires too much of the communication. So imagine if the overall shape of the hand is of air shape, along with that the person is Mercurian, how good the person will be in any of the communicative profile. Next comes the Mars. The inner mount of the Mars just tells about, you know, all the profiles, typically, you know, where the Martian profiles, the person has to get into athlete, become an athlete, or person has to run his own show, where initiativeness is required, impulsiveness is required, person will do good in that. If the outer mount of the Mars is good, the person will have lots of integrity. If the mount of Luna is developed, the person is, you know, Luna, moon archetype, person will do any of the profile which requires good imagination, good heightened thinking. And if the mount of the Venus is developed, person will have lots of enthusiasm. So just imagine, we have just covered two verticals and we have got little bit of the you know, insight into someone's nature. Fire shape of the hand with Martian archetype will do very good in any kind of the leadership profile in doing his own business. Air shape of the hand with Mercurian archetype will do very good in any kind of, you know, profile which requires journalism, too much of the writing. Water shape of the hand with moon archetype will do very good in any kind of creative profile. So this is how we need to build the profile step by step. So we have studied the shape of the hand, we have studied the mounts. Next comes the another vertical is about studying the fingers, because when it comes to the fingers just tells about how you are directing your skills, you know, how you are making use of your talents. So when it comes to the fingers, if you have found in the subject's hand, the person who has come to you for the analysis, his fingers to be let's say for example long. So long fingers just tells about that the person has the ability to contemplate on things, to, you know, analyze data whichsoever has been provided to him. So long finger person would do good in any kind of the commerce related profile, accountancy profile, where too much of the analytical bent of mind is required. Next comes the short fingers. So short fingers people do, you know, very good in wheresoever profile and sphere where the immediate grasp of the things are required, where you do not need, you know, too much of the contemplation and getting stuck on the data. You need to have intuitive capability of you know, kind of assessing and processing the information. So short fingers just tells about you know, intuitive ability to process the data. Long fingers just tells about ability to analytically contemplate on the provided information on the data. Next comes the pronounced joints or the smooth joints. Same ways, let's say for example, if you have found the joints of the fingers to be very smooth, so from here you will start and till the bottom you will not find any kind of bump. So this would just tell about, again, same like the short fingers, person is going to be very good in intuitively processing the information. And if you have found the bumps on the side of the fingers, you know, the joints, very pronounced joints like this, something like this, something like this, something like this. So these joints are going to tell that the person has the ability to process the data, analytically look at data, properly, you know, contemplate on the data. He will not among those who will just on a rush process the data rather than, you know, looking into the details and nitty-gritty of the information. So this is what you will get to know from the pronounced joints. So again, we'll just, you know, knit the whole information. So someone with a air shape of the hand, and let's say for example Mercurian archetype, and along with that the long fingers, person will be very good in you know, for any of the accountancy profile where he needs to work on the data, where he has to, you know, contemplate on the data. And let's say for example if the shape of the hand is water, along with that the mount moon is dominant, and along with that the fingers are short with the smooth joints. So person will become very good creative person, will do very good in any of the creative sphere. Next comes, we'll just get more deeper into our occupation analysis. Let's say for example the fingerprint patterns. If you have found the majority of the fingerprints to be of loop type, so as you people know, we have already discussed all the fingerprint patterns in detail. Loop fingerprint patterns remain to be very good for any kind of the profile where, you know, you need to work as a team player, you need to be adaptable, you need to be friendly. So imagine again, you know, shape of the hand is of air shape, Mercurian archetype, or even the Jupiterian archetype, or even the Apollonian archetype, and along with that the fingers are short and the fingerprint pattern is loop. So this combination will produce someone who will be very good team player. He will not kind of throw any tantrums in getting in the flow of the way the whole team is functioning and the team is working. Next is the composite type. So we have already discussed the composite people remain to be very good in working on all those profiles where you need to have proper you know, you need to look on both sides of the thing. So all those people who become judges, who become the arbitrators, or even the lawyers, they do very good if they have this kind of print patterns, because these print patterns are constant, they are your unique identity, they are not going to change as compared to the lines of the palm, which are subjected to change. So composite print pattern person will do very good in all those fair and all those profiles where he needs to have a both side view of a particular situation. Next comes the voles. Voles, as you people know, vole in itself means dynamism. It's like person has his ability to exert himself and present himself in different kind of situation, to lead. All the leadership qualities are seen from the vole kind of print pattern. So imagine someone who has the fire shape of the hand and the mount, the Martian archetype. His fingers are short, and along with that the person has vole kind of print pattern. So person will become very good leader. So this is how analysis is done. And the last is arches. Arches is more suited for the earth shape of the hand, where you need to have the manual dexterity, you need to have stability, and you need to work with your hands. So all those profiles which requires you to be a skilled craftsman and a skilled person will do very good with this kind of print patterns. So imagine we have not even touched the lines and how much details we have got into someone's personality while doing analysis. So this is how analysis is done, be it astrology, be it palmistry. You can't just conclude anything in a rush. You need to look at all the features, and trust me, there is no better charity and there is no better deed in this whole world in connecting to someone with his destiny, with his karma, and with his right set of opportunities which he is born with, because people are struck and they feel troubled. So I hope you guys found this video informational. In the next part we are going to even take the lines and study their features in deciding someone's career. So for further more updates and notification on palmistry, please subscribe my channel and like my Facebook page. Thanks.